Hello everybody, and welcome to another War of the Spark ranked draft here on the channel, trying to rank up before the season ends. We're going to see how far we can get, but before I dive in, I do want to remind you that if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to get updates whenever I post new content. It really does help me out a ton, and if you hit that thumbs up button and the video gets to 50 thumbs up, I will post another video tomorrow. So if you want to support the channel and get more content at the same time, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you do subscribe to the channel, you get access to the community tab where I post polls asking for data and feedback from my subscribers. So if you want to be able to directly contribute to the content I'm making, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And finally, if you do have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those in the comment section down below. And if you want to support me further, be sure to check out the Patreon page for the channel, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Now that that's out of the way, let's get into the pack. Riding high off of my last draft. If you haven't seen that, you can check it out on my channel. It was a pretty good one. And we've got my arch nemesis in this pack, Ashiok. I've lost this card more than my fair share, I'd say. I still don't love going for it, especially early on in a draft. It's too hard to consistently build around it unless you can get 2 copies of it. I generally wouldn't recommend it, even though it has worked against me. I figure it's worth saying that just because I lose to it doesn't mean that it's a good strategy. You can lose to pretty much anything, and sometimes Mill just matches up well with what you're doing, but I don't recommend taking Ashiok early. In a normal best-of-3 match, I think Ashiok's a pretty good sideboard card for the control matchups, but I don't think he's a main deckable card unless you get a couple copies of him or you're a control deck with no other win conditions. The uncommons aren't spectacular. Solar Blaze, first of all, is not really playable. It just doesn't kill a lot of stuff. There's a lot of unsymmetrical creatures like 3/4s and things like that, and Solar Blaze is really hard to set up so that it hurts your opponent more than it hurts you, and it'll just randomly not do stuff when you need it to. I think Aven Eternal is a front runner in this pack. It's quite powerful. Bloom Hulk is also good, and Spellgorger Weird is pretty strong, but I think I'm fairly confident Aven Eternal is the pick out of this pack. Sunblade Angel can do good work if you can get a counter on it, but there's just too much removal. It just punishes you a little bit too much. So I think this is a pretty easy Aven Eternal, and we'll see where that takes us. Well, Plain-Wide Celebration is a great card. At least I think it's pretty good. You kind of have to build around it, but it's not that hard to do. You have to just put some ramp in your deck, and a lot of green decks are going to be running New Horizons anyway, and then Plain-Wide Celebration can just win you the game. Jaya is also an option. She's very powerful. She goes with my Aven Eternal decently well because blue-red's a pretty good combination. There's also Bloom Hulk in this pack. I think there's enough good green in this pack that it's worth taking the Plain-Wide Celebration and assuming the green's going to be open. Or at least consider it a signpost that green might be open. And now there's a Law Rune Enforcer in this pack. This is a very good common, better than all the other commons by a pretty wide margin. We could segue into white very easily. Blue, white, or green, white, both are acceptable. So I think we're just going to take the Law Rune Enforcer here. There's nothing else that even comes particularly close in my mind. Law Rune Enforcer is significantly better than Sunblade Angel. It's also just good to get on the board early. And now the Wanderer. I do like the Wanderer. Just taking out 2 creatures can be really brutal, and then it just shuts off a ton of removal, so you can even play it proactively and have it be useful. And it does go with the Law Rune Enforcer I just picked up. There's a ton of white cards in this pack, so I have a feeling white might be open. And there's nothing else really that calls to me, so we'll just take the Wanderer here. And there's a Cyclops Electromancer, but we don't really have any instants or sorceries other than the Plain-Wide Celebration. There's a Chandra's Pyrohelix, which could be a fine card. There's also an Enforcer Griffin. I do like flyers, and this is the biggest flyer in the set pretty much, at common at least. And that's a pretty nice trait to have. It just flies over everything. There's a Guild Globe, but I don't love getting off color until I have a reason to. I think I'm just going to take the Enforcer Griffin. The other cards are fine, like Cyclops Electromancer is a fine card, but only in the right deck, and we don't have that if we play white, because white doesn't tend to run a ton of instants and sorceries. So we're just going to take the Enforcer Griffin. I like that card. And here's the New Horizons type stuff I was talking about, Plain-Wide Celebration. You do want to have some ramp in your deck. You can't just play 7 drops without ramp. That's a recipe for disaster. We could also just take the Enforcer Griffin, stick to white, have a nice little top end all set up, though prioritizing top end is not something you generally have to do. So I think New Horizons or Crawl Stinger is going to be the pick here, and I'm leaning towards just taking the Crawl Stinger because it's just good to have creatures that you can get on the board early, and we don't really have any 2-drops, and so we might fall behind if we don't take a Crawl Stinger. So I think we're just going to take the Crawl Stinger over a second Enforcer Griffin. 5 drops are not the type of card you need to have. a ton of copies of. And we got another one anyway if we wanted it. But we're going to just take the Arlen's Wolf. As I said before, we want to be able getting on the board, protect our Wanderer potentially, and Arlen's Wolf is a very good 3-drop. It attacks very well. I have not been impressed with Battlefield Promotion. Enforcer Griffin, I already have one, so I don't need to prioritize that. And Pouncing Lynx is only really good if you have Pegasus to give it flying, at least in my opinion. And now we can either take a Rising Populace. We just picked up 2 3-drops. I don't think we're playing blue at this point. We could take a Rising Populace. We could also just take a Pouncing Lynx. We do need to have some number of 2-drops. Yeah, let's just take the Pouncing Lynx now at this point. We will have to have some number. And now we get a Gideon's Triumph, a fine removal spell. Like, it's not like the greatest removal spell, but it's passable for sure. Courage and Crisis is more likely to make my deck than Ironclad Crowbot. Every time I've played Ironclad Crowbot, I have gotten completely wrecked. And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think this card may seem okay, but it generally just, you stall the game, but you also have just played a really bad card, so you're not, like, favored in that stalled game a lot of the time. And now we'll take Rally to Wings. Maybe we'll end up with a bunch of, what's the card called? War Screechers or something. Charmed Stray, infinitely more likely to make my deck than the Arbor guy. Sarkon's quite good, but we can't take it. We didn't see any red cards pack 1, really. We did pass up on that Jaya, and so we might not even see any red cards this pack. And we have a pretty good green-white deck coming together here. Plain-white Celebration is probably not making the cut right now because we don't have any ramp. I do like Wanderer Strike. I also like War Screecher. I think Wanderer Strike is the priority here. Get that removal spell, get some Proliferate going, because we can definitely get some synergies like Kron Strangler and Bloom Hulk or things like that. Maybe this War Screecher will wheel. I hope the War Screecher wheels. War Screecher has been impressive to me. But you got to take those removal spells when you can. As I say, we'll take another one. Nothing else really in this pack for us. I'm not really looking to play Teo. And there's nothing really else in my color combination. We're not going to switch Abandon Ship at this point. Okay, so there are a couple of options. There's the Defiant Strike. I don't mind running 1 Defiant Strike if you have some Pouncing Lynxes. It does work pretty well with those. There's also New Horizons, which if we do take, we could maybe play the Plain-White Celebration. That's not out of the question. I think Defiant Strike will wheel, so we'll just take the New Horizons. Though New Horizons will probably also wheel. And a Snare Spinner. I'm not the biggest fan of Snare Spinner because a lot of the time you want to be beating down, and this card's not a good beatdown card. War Screecher at least has evasion, but we're going to take it over Teo's Light Shield because it's like we might just need 2-drops. And we already have 2 copies of Wanderer Strike, so I'm more tempted to just take a Divine Arrow here. We do need to mix up your cheap and expensive removal, so got to get that cheap interaction. I guess we'll take the Grizzly. Not a fan, though. I don't think Bond of Discipline is playable, though. This pack has not been the best for us, I will say. Here, we're going to take the Bond of Flourishing. I have not been impressed with Martyr for the Cause in any of my drafts. Bulwark Giant, not really a fan, because just 6 mana is just too much for a 3/6. But if we get a bomb rare, we might play the Bond of Flourishing, especially if the bomb is a Planeswalker. Nothing for us. I mean, we're not playing any of these cards, so... And the Silver Wing might actually make the cut, which is kind of sad, but at the same time. Ooh, Defiant Strike came back. Hype! I'm so happy. Grizzly might make the cut. Not playing the Bulwark Giant. Okay, so we have a decent deck here. Ooh, yes! This card is ferocious. This card is so good. Arlen, I have never actually gotten to play an Arlen, but every time my opponent plays this against me, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Not only does it make 3 wolves, it also makes 3 wolves that have counters on them. So if I end up playing Plain-White Celebration, which now I might end up playing a little bit more ramp because I have a 6-drop, because I'm definitely taking this over Ignite the Beacon. Yeah, definitely. So definitely just slamming this Arlen here. Not even particularly close with anything.
With my life.
And now... Lawren Enforcer is a pretty clear pick, I think. Ugin's Conjurance okay, but the removal spell from Lawren Enforcer is just too good to pass up. Hopefully we can wheel this War Screecher. This pack is pretty good. If we don't wheel War Screecher, maybe we'll get a Pollen Bride or a Thundering Ceratok. I wouldn't mind either of those. More likely to get the Ceratok than the Pollen Bride. Evolution Sage. Let's go. We don't have a ton of counters, but it's still so good. Oh my goodness. And we have time. We have time to get some counters. Yeah, nothing's even close. Evolution Sage is a beast. And now a Challenger Troll. We have really found the open colors. Nothing is even remotely close to Challenger Troll in that pack either. And now we'll take a Rising Populace, I think. Though we do have a lot of 3-drops. Do we have enough 5s? We have 3 5s. Yeah, we definitely have enough 5s. Let's just take this one. It works really well with all of our Proliferate stuff. I still don't think we want Battlefield Promotion. We'll just take the Centaur Nurturer now. We do have a couple of things to ramp into, and it's good to get the ramp when it's like pretty freely available here. Now we'll take Iron Bully over Giant Growth and Courage and Crisis. Iron Bully, just a pretty efficient way to get a counter on something to work with Evolution Sage, the Wanderer Strikes, and the Plane-Wide Celebration, which can also proliferate. And yeah, I think this card's going to be a little bit better than Giant Growth, though Giant Growth has some potential, I think. Now that we're more defensive deck, we probably don't want this Pouncing Lynx. Giant Growth is better in a more aggressive deck, and I think we just want an Iron Bully to go with all of our Proliferate synergies. I could see Nissa's Triumph actually being okay in this deck, because we really do want to hit our land drops, and we don't have a ton of 2-drops. And I don't love Martyr for the Cause, as I said before. Nissa's Triumph actually might be playable in this deck. Still not playing the Bulwark Giant. Yes, War Screecher came back. We need 2-drops. This is a great one. And we already, as I showed, we already have quite a few 5-drops. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-drops. We're going to count the removal spell because we're often casting that on turn 5. And we do need more 2-drops, especially because we're probably cutting the Pouncing Lynx. And I've been really impressed with War Screecher. Courage and Crisis or Makeshift Battalion. Or we could take a Battlefield Promotion. I'm not a fan of the Battlefield Promotion, though. Let's just take the Makeshift Battalion. We might not play it, though. Courage and Crisis is just not on my radar, even. I just don't like that card. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. I'm liking this deck, though. We have some pretty solid options. Wait. Oh, we can play Bond of Flourishing now that we have a Arlen to go get. That's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to cut the Pouncing Lynx. So our 2-drops are all pretty defensive. I actually think we want to play the Nissa's Triumph. I don't think we want the Defiant Strike, especially because we cut the Pouncing Lynx. We're going to cut the Makeshift Battalion because we're not aggressive enough for it. Going to cut a Vivian's Grizzly. You never really want more than one copy of that in your deck, I don't think. Rising Populace is good with all of our Proliferate stuff. Silverwing probably not necessary. So yeah, this is our deck. I like it. It seems pretty strong. May even want to go 10-7. Just really favor that green mana because we have a double green 2-drop. Also really want to be able to find all our stuff. I like 10-7 as a split in this deck. We just have 1, 2, 3, 4. All of our white cards are pretty much expensive ones. Boom. Let's see how we do. Green, white, back to back. I'm liking this deck, though. We have some ways to get to our expensive late game intact. And then we have some good cards to cast once we get there. Okay. This hand is good. We have way to find more lands once we find a forest. 2-drop into 3-drop. Oh, it's Triumph Tribal. So much triumph, so much win. This is, yeah, screaming to me. Soren's Thirst, please no. Thank goodness. Whew. I was trying to check to see if they had any stops set. Okay, we'll get some forests. Remember, we have a 7-drop in our deck, so we don't actually mind. We will kill this with Gideon's Triumph, because next turn we're casting our 5-drop anyway. And we can start activating War Screecher. Oh, you make me discard 2 cards. You don't say. I happen to have an excess of cards that I just got. Definitely going to get that Enforcer Griffin into play. Davriel's Shadow Fugue really slow here, and the fact that we got 2 cards off the Nissa's Triumph actually really came in handy. Ouch. Next turn, if we draw a land, we can use the War Screecher. If we don't draw a land, then we can... oh, man, we just win. Pretty much, I think. Yeah, we got this. Boom! Victory. I'm liking this deck already, folks. I got a good feeling. Whoo! Climbing through gold tier 3. Ho ho ho. Ho ho ho. Indeed. Yes, dog. Hello, Seamus. My dog is currently sitting by my side, rooting me on from the sidelines. Ho ho ho, that little logo for gold tier 3. Hoo hoo. I mean, ooh, we're keeping. We have the Nissa's Triumph to find the lands. Nissa's Triumph is being a house in this matchup. This deck. Lead with the forest so we can draw a second forest and cast Nissa's Triumph. Oh, so much Triumph. Okay, we're going to Bond of Flourishing for a forest. Sadly, we have to get rid of some of those cards. They were good friends, but... I think playing 1-drops here is, like, kind of an ouchies moment. Oh. Well then. We are not going to play anything. We're just going to kill this Grateful Apparition with our Divine Arrow. Otherwise, it could just snowball out of control. We don't need to get Rising Populace into play that badly. We don't care about a 2/2 lifelink all that much. Gonna just get this guy into play. We can take 2. We're at a full 20 right now. Nice. Let's just get that Enforcer Griffon. Griffon! And we have this Wanderer in case they play something big. We'll probably just play the Wanderer to protect our stuff from the tokens and their incessant pinging. Yep, and now we can either play the War Screecher or the Wanderer. I'm actually just going to play the War Screecher, now that we have another thing to play. The Wanderer just really wants to come in, take out a creature, and then be useful. We will go for the kill. That went well.
This wasn't very fun.
I'll take it.
Let's do this. There's no problem.
Oh dear. Well, that thing's gonna have to die. Oh, don't get too crafty, Nikolai. Attack it first. Because this way, it doesn't get to ping your Arlen. True story. Chump blocking. Okay, we'll take it. And next turn we can play the Wanderer to protect our Arlen from these pings.
Spirit of the wilds beats in my please protect my pack.
I think we're in good shape here. We just have to kill this Chandra, and we're going to be winning. The Wanderer will help protect our guys from Chandra. Okay, just the plains.
Oh, it's you,
And Chandra's taking 4 next turn. We'll block it. Sure. If our guy dies, we get to get a counter on our rising populace. And so it begins. What did they discard? 2 lands. Well, that's useful. Counter. Wanderer strike this. Proliferate on our guys. Kill his guy. He kills Arlen. We end up with a great board. Boom! I'm so hyped. Not gonna lie, Nissa's Triumph has been real good. That's why you don't sleep on cards, folks. Even if you don't like them in general, in this particular deck, we want to hit our land drops because we have a 7-mana play in our deck and an Arlen in our deck. And it's just nice to have cards. I don't know. I guess I didn't really need an and there. That was just kind of the reason. Green, white. Who would have thought it? Okay. This hand is serviceable. On the draw, it's a bit slow, but we have some 2-mana plays we could draw into. And I don't think you can mulligan a turn 4 Challenger Troll. And if you do draw a 2-drop, it becomes great. Come on, War Screecher, I believe. Do a green deck. Lead with the forest in case we draw Nissa's Triumph. Ah. Ooh, Bond of Flourishing. Let's go. Take the creature. We don't need more lands. They're probably playing Kasmina's Transmutation or something of that nature, but Challenger Troll has a lot of potential. Early in the game especially. Sure, we might miss out on the New Horizons counter. Well, that kind of makes me want to just play a 3-drop because it's getting Snare Spinner. Yeah, let's just take the conservative approach. Play the Crawl Stinger because now we can actually like New Horizons onto this and then Snare Spinner on the same turn. And then we can even get more counters on this so it can only be single blocked or something. I guess we should have played the Iron Bully because the Iron Bully, if we can get 2 counters on it, I guess that doesn't work. We can't get more than 2 counters onto the Iron Bully, because then it would be unblockable with Challenger Troll. Menace plus Challenger Troll is a sweet combo. That's why if you ever have Angrath and Challenger Troll, I'm pretty sure they just can't block your big creatures. Nice. Glad we didn't get too committed to our plan. Oh, make your guy big, by all means. Let's just play our Crawl Stinger again. No need to rush things. I think we do want to get value out of this counter, and also this is just a fine play for trading purposes. No blocks. So we can just play the Wanderer. I think we want to get this thing rolling, though. So we're going to play this. Get a counter here. Play this, put a counter on itself. Now if we draw any proliferate stuff, we are set. He also can't really attack with this, but we're not going to block it anyway, but he can't really attack with it. Gosh darn it. Just when you think you have it under control, the Tolsimir comes and wrecks you. I'm not out of it yet, though. We are going to block, though. We're just going to play our Challenger Troll and Snare Spinner. Hope that they can hold the fort down for a turn. If we can hold the fort down for a turn, we can get our Planeswalkers rolling. We just need a turn. Because then Wanderer takes out this. Come on, you know. No removal spells, just another Ceratok. Though it's hurting me, the rest is Ceratok history. I am super sad. He's hovering over my card. This is a ABBA song. What's it called? The winner takes it all. It's a fitting title because the winner of this game does take it all. All the marbles. Because there's only one game. The winner takes it all. He's got band together and I'm doomed. Oh, no, he doesn't. Totally lost? Please no. Oh, just an 8-8. I mean 9-9. That's fine. Actually works out well for us. Get wrecked! Yes, we're in the game! He had no removal! Heck yes! No blocks. And it stops band together. That's right. Were we supposed to chump block? I don't think so, because it blocks there really well. This blocks here. Now we have to hope for... Whoo! He's just playing a Mana Geode! Let's go! We're in the game, folks. We are in this. You know what they say in the business. I think if we had not been so needful of getting a counter, we would have been in better shape. Just because our New Horizons would have cast our big expensive spells sooner. So I think that was a mistake on our part. But we are in this game, folks. Kill the Thundering Ceratok. Sadness. What we really need is a way to proliferate. One of our Wanderer strikes would be prime here. Just saying, deck. You don't have to give me a Wanderer strike, but I would appreciate it. Oh, and we can kill the Ashiok Skulker. I knew we were going to draw Wanderer strike. It's so perfect. Boom! Let's go! That's what I'm talking about. No big deal. Just completely game-winning on the spot. Okay, gonna make sure we sequence this right. We're gonna make our guy first, so he gets bigger, of course. No big deal. Just taking names. Get dominated. Submit 4. All of them are now big enough they can't be blocked. Yes! Oh, oh, oh! Hello, my acquaintance. Oh, you are so adorable. Time to get aggressive. End this game. Now they have to chump next turn. Okay, Crawl Stinger. I see you. attack with these two, then play our two guys, and then have lethal on the next turn. Yes! That Wanderer's Strike was so clutch! I feel alive! I feel so alive! Oh, man. For some reason, I feel like I was using like a Jimmy Fallon voice there for no reason. Boom! It's so hype! Oh, that was such a good top deck. And I needed it, too. I was like, you know, I have a couple Wanderer Strikes. Wanderer Strike would be fantastic. And I was like acting as if I already had it. Kind of like basically a Nassif called shot. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Yes! Oh, take that, Hercules. You thought you had me. You played your Awakening. He has a nuts deck. Oh, he's got Tolsimir. Oh, we're in gold tier 2. The rank up stream. So good. Oh my gosh. I know my voice went up a pitch there, but that was so hype. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Feels good to win. Green-white is the key to success in ranked. We've cracked the code. The code. The code of wisdom. The code of wisdom and wonder. It has been cracked for all to see. Well, we're keeping this hand. It is fabulous. Got that Nissa's Triumph on turn 2. We got the Arlen's Wolf on turn 3. We're just rolling with the punches. Since we're on the play, we don't have to worry about this. If we were on the draw, we might not necessarily want to cast it because we would have to discard, but we'd still probably cast it just as a way to get some lands out of our deck. Ooh, let's get this Arlen's Wolf out there. It's the most aggressive of the options. Opponent's got to stop on my end step. Interesting. So if we just play the Crawl... I just kind of want to attack, play Crawl Stinger. Just getting the most power on the board. That plays around removal the best. And we can get this New Horizons Evolution Sage combo rolling a little bit later. Haha, you can't really block me anyway. We can start putting counters on our War Screecher. That sounds good. Forcer Griffin coming in clutch here. It's a good size. Okie doke. So we're going to actually save our lands now. This can't block attack anymore. Let's attack with these two. We're going to put the counter on the War Screecher so we have a second flyer. First strike, yep. We're going to just make this guy big too. And we'll save our lands because they actually are relevant now. Wow, I'm so scared of your Charmed Stray. Completely terrified, in fact. Not. If he starts attacking with this, we are in great shape. No blocks. Oh, now our Arlen's Wolf is getting in there. He's rolling. He's rolling with the punches. He's a fearsome wolf. Oh my gosh. Punished to the max for not playing a land last turn, I'll say. You could say that again. Well, we're just going to play Challenger Troll, obviously. Because it's just a huge threat. But we probably should have played our land. That's one of, like, our one. We have a couple 5-drops, I guess. Guess we were thinking too long term. Now we have surprise lethal, though. He doesn't know we're going to have lethal in the air. Lethal from the sky! From the sky, from above! Descended the Valkyries. Have you ever seen, what's that movie called? Oh, man. It's based on Heart of Darkness. It takes place in Vietnam. They're trying to kill Colonel... What's his name? What's that movie called? It's got that famous scene with the Flight of the Valkyries in it. It's like dun 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 dun, and they like flying with their bombers. I feel like I'm doing a bad job describing this movie. It's a famous movie. Apocalypse Now. Yes. If you got that before me, I'm sorry if I was making you yell at your screen or something. But oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Honor and courage with me.
Easy money. Oh yeah, let's go. If we had played it betterly, then he would have attacked with his 3/3 and maybe bought himself a turn. Probably not though. Oh yeah, let's go. What card reward? Warcry Phoenix. I'm feeling the Warcry. Feeling the rumble. Let's go. I've finally gotten the hang of this best of one format and I'm loving it. Oh, let's go. This deck is great. The mood is great. I wish I could listen to music on videos, but I would get copyright infringement and stuff. Because I would really just play Hooked on a Feeling right now by Blue Suede or something like that. Keeping this hand, this beautiful hand. We got a plane-wide celebration, because this match is a celebration. Speaking of celebrations, and specifically celebration of life, who's excited for the new Lion King movie? That was a reference to the lyrics of the Arts and Fettignaw song. When they say, it's a celebration. No, that's a different... No, that's a Brother Bear song. Dang. I'm talking complete nonsense. Yeah, that's not a Brother Bear song at all. That's a Brother Bear song, not a... Ooh, the Center Nurture that we put in to help us ramp for that. Perfect. Yeah, I'm thinking of the welcome song from Brother Bear. Like, it's a celebration of life. And seeing friends again. That song. Yeah. If you've seen Brother Bear, you know what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness! Ashiok, Ashiok, Ashiok. We meet again.
Welcome to
My fabled friend. Let's just attack the Ashiok. I am sick and tired of losing to these dumb double Ashiok decks.
You strike.
And also the Exile makes our plane-wide celebration much worse because we can't just get back 4 permanents. Sure, Relentless Advance me, bud. He did it. Yes! Mill those lands! Oh, that's hilarious. Let's use our Gideon's Triumph here. So we can tap down whatever he plays here. Sure. Okay. I'm surprised he used his Ashiok. Let's just attack for 2, play our Enforcer Griffin. Griffin's just a huge threat here. And we can actually still use the Law Reinforcer because of this Centaur Nurturer. Let's go. And then we can just make 4 2/2s. You're really going off with these Proliferates opponent. Too bad this creature is completely useless at blocking my 3/4 flyer. And also it just dies to Gideon's Triumph. Well, that's a little bit sad. So we can go tap, untap, tap, use Gideon's Triumph to kill the 6/6. Hit him for like 2, 4, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is still good. This works as well. And now we still have the cheaper option in case we draw like another 3-drop. Bio Essence Hydra. That is cute. That's adorable. Huh. It worked out perfectly. So he'll block here and here. Yikes. So he'll only kill one of these creatures. He'll probably lose that guy. Yeah, sure. Maybe that was a bad attack. You never know. Hard to say. I didn't know how he was going to block, but yeah, I kind of misused the Gideon's Drive. Ooh, Wanderer. So that makes this guy kind of scary. Luckily, we can just tap it down. We're still in great shape because we still have the tap-untap ability available to us. Just end a turn, tap this. Next turn, untap that down, and then win. So you have 3 mana up. Target this land. Counter on that guy. So if we tap this thing, then attack with everything, we have 2, 4, 6, 8 damage. Boom! More sweet victory for the good guys. That's what I like to see. Climbing, 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 climbing. Considering that yesterday, about 24 hours ago, I was recording and just getting completely wrecked no matter what I did, this feels pretty good. I mean, even outside of that, it just feels good regardless. Just kind of old book. Whew, another good hand. His hands to go 2-drop, 3-drop are just so good. Hello, Myas Mullum. I definitely butchered that name. Mullum. Myas Mullum. Merfolk Skydiver, sure. Merfolk Skydiver, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine. His name is Snare Spinner. He spins his little webs high up in the sky where things like... Dost you heard tell of a little thing known as the Snare Spinner? We're fine if he uses his turn giant grow thing. Yep, yep. Ah, the Wrangler of the Crunch. 'Tis a noble profession you follow, Crunch Wrangler. 'Tis indeed a noble one. That was actually a really good turn for my opponent. I didn't anticipate him having both combat trick and a spell. I can't play around the combat trick, which is why I was fine going with that happening. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. We're just going to kill it now. I'm just going to assume it can grow bigger if he put it in his deck, and also, yeah, we're kind of dealing with this flyer right now. Should play the Crawl Stinger. We also don't mind trading because we just want to get back 4 permanents with Plane Wide and then win with that card advantage. Kill that. No attacks, because we need to block that. We have some outs. This thing is a problem, though. Do we have one of our own? We are going to gain some life here. Scratch that. We're just going to play this guy. This thing can gain life. It can also get back our Snare Spinner to chump this for a turn. Okay, we're just going to cast our most powerful card. Return a permanent. View battlefield. So we're going to return 2 permanents. Return a permanent. Return a permanent. I kind of want to just gain 8 life. That just buys a lot of time. No attacks. We're looking for the Wanderer right now to kill this thing. Hello, my precious. Nice of you to drop by. I must say, it's quite lovely to see you.
But the bigger they are, well, you know.
Hexproof is annoying. This thing's kind of annoying. We'll wait. Like even just drawing a War Screecher allows us to attack past that. Yup. Well, that's a little irritating. Luckily for us, this shuts down a lot of his best draws. I wonder, should we have made a 2-2 out of this? We'd be at 9. But we weren't guaranteed to find the Wanderer either. We can't target that, so we're not good to attack with it. Honestly, trading the Crawl Stinger off doesn't sound half bad to me. No matter what it trades with, we're probably pretty happy. It's worse than Flux Channeler. Getting in some damage is nice as well. We can also just start attacking with Arlen's Wolf. Though not at the same time as Crawl Stinger, probably, because we don't want to have to block there. Two for 2. This guy is a genius. Absolute legend. Can't be stopped. 2020 IQ plays. That's a good draw. Just a good blocker for the ward scale. We don't really have a good use for this. Getting an extra counter on the Wanderer doesn't do much here. Killing one Grizzly's okay, I guess. He's looting. Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you, mate. Guild Globe. He's really cycling through his deck. Care to proliferate? Not playing the land also makes my opponent think that I don't have a land there. Just having the Wanderer in play is so good for me right now. That is a sick draw. Once this Ward's Gale Crocodile's out of the picture, then we'll be in fine shape. But now we can go end of turn tap this, and then attack with this extra guy too. Nice. Wow. I think we might have this one. We want to keep the land because if we draw Iron Bully, we want to be able to put 2 counters onto a creature. Or if we draw Arlen. My opponent can't even just play a big blocker because I would just wreck him. So I can tap all 3 of their small creatures. He can block here and he'll take exactly 7. So we'll see if they tap any mana. Okay. Sure. That's at least something to kill with our Wanderer.
I'm up for ceiling.
Tap, tap. Attack, 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 attack. This blocks it. Yeah, it doesn't work out. So if I tapped this, I have these guys tapped, and then attack with everything. He blocks here. He can't block there. He'll block here, and he'll take 4. And then he'll have 5, 7, 10, 12, and I'll be in perilous shape. No, he won't have 5. He'll have 2, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're just going to wait and tap these end of turn, and then double tap again. There's no need to hold 2 lands, though. So we will play one of the lands. In case he somehow kills Reclamation Sage or something. Now my opponent is dead to 4 damage, though, so... Okay. Another card that dies to the Wanderer. Definitely going to tap the Cron Strangler before combat. Tap the Grizzly. Oh, beautiful. our lowest power creature a little bit bigger. Play a land. Kill the Bloom Hulk.
Let's cut you down to size.
Tap this guy. Tap this guy. Boom! Let's go! Just going through all the motions there. Whew. Let's go. Whew. We are crushing this. This is exactly how I wanted this to go. Okay, Snaffy. Do you have what it takes? So remember, we have a 10-7 split of lands, and this guy can help us stall the game. So we are going to keep this hand. Mulliganing is just really bad and limited. He's mulliganing though, or she's mulliganing. Because if we had a 10-7 split the other way, I would not keep this hand. But with a quarter of our deck, or closer to a third of our deck being forests, this hand gets a lot more appealing. Playing as another green deck, that should be a good sign. We just want to draw Arlen, I think. Arlen would be the best draw. Okie doke. Visionary doesn't stop me. Let's go. Okay, now we do need to draw an action spell of some kind before we just fall behind for not doing anything. Well, that counts. So we're going to tap this guy so we can get an attack in, and then we'll just play the Challenger Troll right now. That was probably our best possible draw. That or an Arlen, but this is even better because it doesn't get pressured by the Elite Guard Mage. And actually puts so much pressure on my opponent now. Especially with this Lauren Enforcer in play. They need a hard removal spell. Rising Populace ain't going to do it. Sorry, chap. I did that out of order. Shoot. I'm fine trading these off. The smaller the board is, the easier it is for my Lauren Enforcer to go ham, essentially. And if this thing trades off, I get a counter, so. Sure, Time Twist. The fact that he doesn't Time Twist the Guard Mage is really good for me. Ooh, that animation was really in my face. I was like, whoa. Then I was like, whoa. And then I was like, whoa. Okay, it's a Dam Breaker. Dam Breaker is out of action. You can only single block. So we just ate his guy. That was really good. He's got a couple creatures that can jump block. Well, that's a card and a half. So now I think we're just going to make 4 2/2s. Sure. Tap that guy. Oh, we'll take it. Because he has 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll tap this one. I mean, this guy. Attack with everything. He'll block here, 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 and take lethal. That was also a great draw. And the citizens of our great nation shall swing in their all-colored nature and grant us this sweet, sweet 7-0 victory. Boom! That is what I am talking about. All 7 wins and no losses. That is exactly how you want to play these ranked drafts. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, type down in the comments #perfectdraft or #green-white-lifestyle in the comment section down below to let me know you made it all the way to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel to get access to more content. And if you want to have access to even more content, including some exclusive videos, be sure to check out my Patreon. Patreon.com/NicolaiBolas is the best way, the very best way to give back to the channel. If you feel like you've gotten some value from it, if it's maybe helped you win an extra booster pack, consider going over to Patreon.com. There's some cool rewards, so you can choose any amount you want each month. You can set a monthly limit so you don't go over your budget. But consider giving back to the channel in that way. If you do, one of the cool rewards you can get is being put into the credits at the end of the video. So I would like to take this moment to thank all of my patrons. Thank you so much for your support, and I really do appreciate it. But now let's open up our prize packs, because I know people like a good prize pack opening ceremony here. We don't stand on ceremony too much here, but there are some scenarios where you must indulge the prize pack opening. The Elder Spell, of course, a solid spell. Sideboard. Ooh, green-white card. Nice. Fibblethip. You know what we weren't? We didn't lose. We were not the Fibblethip the lost. We were just Fibblethip the winner. And a Mythic Wild card. Perfect way to end the video. Once again, I will pull up the credits for my Patreons. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.